The med bay lights buzzed faintly, a sterile hum drowned beneath the echo of distant explosions. Commander Lira Dane sat on the edge of the cot, one cybernetic leg sparking faintly where a blast fragment had torn open its casing. Her body screamed for rest, but there was none to give. "Commander, you need to stay down," the medic urged, holding a scanner over her chest. Lira shoved his hand aside. "Patch me up enough to stand." "That's it." Her voice was steel, steady despite the blood matting her temple. A monitor on the far wall flickered, hijacked again by Zeyri transmission. High Marshal Kareth's towering form filled the screen, his sharp mandibles curling into something resembling a smile. His voice slithered across every speaker in the colony. "People of Eidolon 7, Kareth sneered, look upon your so-called leader." The footage cut to her, limp, half-metal, crawling across rubble after the failed defense line. This is humanity's champion? Broken, weak. A predator's prey pretending to roar. Gasps rippled through the med bay. The soldiers watching froze, some averting their eyes. Lira felt the weight of their shame and their fear. Her own image stared back at her, bent, bleeding, jaw clenched against pain. She tasted iron and swallowed hard. "Mute it," she said. A lieutenant hesitated. "Ma'am, the feeds are jammed." She grabbed the remote, slammed it against the wall until it cracked, the screen going black. The room fell silent. Lira stood, slow and deliberate. Sparks hissed from her damaged leg, each step grinding metal against metal. Every gaze in the room locked on her. "They want you to see me like that," she said, voice raw but sharp. "Good. Remember it. Because I'm still standing." A soldier in the corner muttered, "We're outnumbered 10-1. Fleet's gone. We can't hold." Lira wheeled on him. "Then we don't hold. We hit back." He stared. "With what?" "Rocks." "With what they left us," she said. Her hand clenched against her side, steadying herself. "They parked a captured Dreadnought in orbit, Zeyri tech, stripped for study. They think we're too beaten to touch it." The medic scoffed. "That ship's locked tighter than a vault. You can barely walk." Lira's lips curled. "Funny thing about locks. I used to break them for a living." No one spoke. Her gaze swept over them, tired faces, hollow eyes. The last defense line of Eidolon 7, crumbling like the colony's scorched walls. She saw hesitation, doubt gnawing at them like vultures. "You think I don't know what I look like?" Her voice cut through the quiet. "I hear it every day. The limp. The scars. Half machine." She raised her prosthetic arm, its metal plating scorched and dented. "Kareth thinks this makes me weak. But you know what I see?" She slammed the metal fist against her chest. "I see proof. Proof I survived what should have killed me. Proof we don't break the way they want us to." A silence hung, heavy and waiting. Kareth's voice returned over the colony-wide feed, louder this time. "Humanity is finished. Surrender your colony, and I will show mercy. Crawl, as your leader crawls." Lira's head tilted toward the ceiling. Her expression hardened. She tapped her comm implant and opened a response channel. Her voice went out across every speaker, every screen. "Calm. Cold. Kareth," she said. "You should have killed me when you had the chance." The feed cut abruptly. Static buzzed, then died. The room pulsed with a low, stunned energy. Lieutenant Arden spoke first. "Commander, you're serious. You're actually going after that Dreadnought?" She met his gaze. "Tomorrow night. Stealth squad only. We take it, we turn it on their fleet. They mock my broken body? Fine. Let's show them what it can still do." The medic stared at her like she'd lost her mind. "That's suicide." "Maybe," Lira said. "But it's better than dying quiet." Someone laughed, sharp and disbelieving, then another. Tension cracked like brittle glass. A few stood straighter, hands tightening on rifles. Arden nodded once. I'm in. One by one, others echoed him. Lira exhaled slowly, pain clawing at her chest. For a moment, the med bay seemed less suffocating. Good, she said. Get your gear ready. Sleep if you can. Tomorrow, we stop crawling. She turned, limping toward the exit. Every step felt like fire grinding through her leg, but she didn't slow. Outside, the colony was quiet. Smoke curled from distant craters. Overhead, Zeyri warships hung like wolves circling wounded prey, their engines glinting against the stars. Lira stopped, staring at them. Her reflection stared back faintly in the viewport, scarred face, steel limb, defiance burning in her eyes. They want broken, she whispered to herself. I'll show them what broken does. And for the first time that night, she smiled. The shuttle rode silent through the void, its lights dimmed, hull coated in sensor-baffling paint. Inside, 10 soldiers strapped themselves in tight, their breaths loud in the quiet. Commander Lira Dane stood at the front, leaning against the bulkhead, her cybernetic leg braced stiffly. Pain flared with every jolt of turbulence, but she ignored it. 2 minutes to insertion, Arden reported from the cockpit. Lira nodded, eyes on the display. The Zeyri Dreadnought floated ahead, tethered to its orbital dock like a chained beast. 4 escort cruisers patrolled lazily around it, confident no human would dare strike. That arrogance was exactly why she was here. She tapped her comm final check. Rifles live, EMP charges primed. No mistakes once we're in. Yes, ma'am, came the unified reply. Private Corps shifted nervously. Commander, that thing's bigger than our entire fleet ever was. Lira met his gaze. And tonight it's ours. The shuttle angled toward the docking spire beneath the Dreadnought. They threaded through debris clouds, wreckage from the last battle. A burnt-out human frigate drifted past, its hull split like a gutted fish. Lira stared at it, jaw tight. Arden's voice cut in. Approaching dead zone. We've got 20 seconds before their sensors sweep. Go, she ordered. The shuttle fired thrusters, slammed hard against the underside of the docking array with a metallic clang. Magnetic clamps locked in. Seal confirmed, Arden said. Lira rose, forcing weight onto her bad leg. Sparks jumped faintly from the exposed joint. You're limping worse, Arden muttered. Noted. Move, she shot back. The airlock hissed open. Cold vacuum spilled in before the breech doors slammed shut, sealing them inside the docking corridor. The interior was sterile and silent, until a Zeyri patrol rounded the corner. Contact! Corps shouted. Lira didn't hesitate. Her rifle barked once, 2 shots center mass, dropping the alien mid-stride. The others returned fire, precise bursts. In seconds, the corridor was littered with twitching Zeyri bodies, their blood an oily sheen against the deck. Keep it quiet, she ordered. They advanced swiftly. At the security junction, Lira knelt before a locked panel. Her prosthetic fingers split apart, tools unfolding like a mechanical flower. Sparks danced as she spliced into alien circuitry. Arden watched her work. I thought you were a pilot. Special Forces cross-train, she muttered, prying out a glowing conduit. The lock chimed open. Door's yours. They slipped inside the Dreadnought proper. The corridors were vast and angular, humming with power. Alien glyphs pulsed faintly along the walls. Corps whispered, feels like walking in a beast's throat. Focus, Lira said. Engine cores 5 levels up. Bridges forward. They moved with brutal efficiency, cutting down isolated guards, planting EMP charges on power nodes as they climbed. The air smelled sharp, ozone and alien antiseptics. Halfway to the lift, alarms shrieked. Damn it! Arden cursed. Lira slammed her fist against the wall. They spotted the shuttle. Boots thundered above, reinforcements incoming. Lira pointed toward a maintenance shaft. In there. They climbed. The shaft was narrow, vertical, lined with cables. Lira hauled herself up one rung at a time, her damaged leg lagging awkwardly. "Commander, you're slowing." "Keep climbing," she gritted. A plasma shot seared past, nearly cooking Core's boots. Zeyri were firing up the shaft. Lira ripped an EMP grenade from her belt, thumbed it live. "Cover!" She dropped it. A white pulse lit the shaft, followed by silence. No more shots. Arden glanced down. "You fried half their gear doing that." "Good," she panted, forcing herself up the last rung. They emerged into the Dreadnought's engineering deck, cavernous, glowing, alive with power. Zeyri technicians froze at the sight of humans pouring in. "Drop them," Lira ordered. Gunfire echoed. The aliens fell before they could even raise alarms. Arden dragged bodies clear as Lira limped to the main reactor console. "Can you even read that?" he asked, staring at the alien script. "No," she said, "but circuits talk the same language." Her cybernetic fingers interfaced directly with the console, sparks flaring. Streams of alien code flashed past her vision overlay. She bit down hard as static burned through her nerves. "Commander." "Almost there," she hissed. The reactor groaned, power rerouting. Systems bent to her will. A final surge lit the deck, control seized. The ship was theirs. "Bridge," she gasped, retracting her tools. They stormed forward. Resistance stiffened, elite Zeyri guards in heavy armor. Plasma fire chewed walls apart. Lira ducked behind a console, metal arm shielding her face as sparks showered. Arden yelled, "We can't push through." "Yes, we can." Lira rose, firing controlled bursts. She drove forward, relentless, every step agony. One guard lunged at her, she caught him with her cybernetic arm, crushed his throat with a single twist, and kept moving. Finally, they breached the bridge. The alien officers inside barely had time to react. Lira strode to the command throne, blood trailing down her side, and slammed her hand onto the control node. The screens lit with alien star maps, targeting grids. Arden stared. "You've done it." Lira sank into the seat, exhaling raggedly. "Not yet." A proximity alarm blared, Karetha's fleet was turning, fast. She grinned through bloody teeth. Time to see how they like their own monster. Warning sirens howled across the Dreadnought's bridge. On every display, crimson markers bloomed, Karetha's fleet was turning, accelerating, fanning into formation like sharks sending blood. Commander Lira Dane adjusted herself in the throne-like command chair. Her breath was shallow, body shaking. Dried blood crusted her collar, and her cybernetic arm trembled with every movement. The stolen Dreadnought groaned beneath her, a beast half awake and angry. Arden moved beside her. "You're in no shape to fight." "Let me take." She cut him off. "This ship listens to me. It's synced. You take over, we lose it. But if you die mid-battle, then it dies with me," she snapped. "Get the crew secured. You have 30 seconds. He hesitated, then saluted, grim and tight-lipped. "Yes, Commander." The moment he left, Lira leaned forward, cybernetic fingers fusing with the control panel again. The interface hissed, reacting to her presence. Alien code surged across her vision, chaotic, hostile, resisting her command. She pushed harder. Her implants sparked. Pain lanced down her spine. She gritted her teeth. Override command, human protocol. Tactical mode. The Dreadnought shuddered and complied. She pulled up the star map. Karetha's vessels were closing in, 3 assault cruisers, 2 frigates, and the flagship itself. The Dominion's pride. They expected her to run. Instead, she accelerated. Engines roared to life. The Dreadnought jolted forward like a leviathan rising from the depths. Zeyri interceptors swarmed instantly, peppering the hull with plasma fire. The ship's shields flared, and Lira routed auxiliary power into the generators. The alien systems protested, but she forced them to obey. "Not today," she whispered. As the Dreadnought entered firing range, Karetha's voice echoed through the open channel, venomous and cold. "Commander Dane. Impressive theft. Shame it will be your last act." Lira replied calmly. "Mock me again, Kareth. I'll carve it into your hull. Still clinging to pride while your body falls apart?" "No," she said. "I'm holding it together just long enough to bury you with it." She killed the feed. The cruisers opened fire, coordinated, disciplined volleys. One hit rocked the Dreadnought. Smoke poured from a ruptured coolant line behind her. "Focus," she muttered, rerouting power from weapons to shields just in time to intercept a salvo meant to split the ship in half. She locked onto the lead cruiser. "Target lock, forward batteries, spread fire." The ship responded, unleashing a volley that lit the void. The cruiser exploded in a blossom of blue flame. Lira leaned into the attack, flanking one of the frigates. Its turrets rotated too slowly, and her cannons punched through its midsection. The ship buckled and tore apart. But she was burning, too. A warning flashed, her artificial spine was overheating, her body no longer regulating its systems. She couldn't feel her left hand. Blood leaked from her nose. Another volley hit. The impact threw her sideways. Her ribs cracked. She stayed conscious through pure force of will. Karetha's flagship loomed ahead, a fortress bristling with weapons. Lira smiled faintly, lips split and raw. "Let's end it." She rerouted all remaining power, shields, engines, weapons. Everything fed into forward propulsion. She disabled the failsafes. The ship screamed. Kareth must have realized her intent. "Human! You dare!" "Too late," she hissed. She aimed the Dreadnought straight at his command deck. The Zeyri flagship opened fire, desperate to stop her. Plasma lit the void. Metal peeled from her hull. One engine tore free. Still she came. Lira's vision blurred. Her heartbeat slowed. Her body gave way piece by piece. Then, through flickering eyes, she saw Karetha's face on the monitor, his sneer replaced with wide-eyed horror. Lira whispered her last words, broadcasting them on all frequencies. "Humanity kneels, for no one." And then she slammed the Dreadnought into his flagship. The collision lit up the stars. A shockwave rippled across the void. Flames engulfed the Dominion's pride. Systems failed. The surviving Zeyri vessels turned, scattered, fled. On Eidolon 7, the night sky burned. Hours later, as dawn crept over the cratered colony, survivors gathered near the command tower. Arden stood among them, eyes fixed on the horizon. The wreckage of the Dominion fleet still orbited above, twisted metal catching the morning light. A young recruit spoke quietly beside him. "She really did it." Arden nodded. "She tore them apart. No memorial was needed. The shattered remains of the enemy were tribute enough. Lira Dane had died a broken woman. But in death, she'd shown the galaxy exactly what kind of monsters humanity breeds when cornered. And somewhere in the stars, the Zeyri whispered a new word. Human. Not with disdain. Not with pity. With fear.